Hello, hello. I was just having my normal morning and then I realized that I have not eaten anything. So I'm starting this stream by refueling. But I started refactoring the multiplayer. Like the last approach was kind of bad. I realized. Wait. I did get water last night. Nice. I have to get it now. Uh, yeah. So I refactored how I'm approaching it, and it looks a lot better, I think, for like multiple reasons. But we'll get to that soon. Table is a mess. I need to like clear stuff out. Hold on. The top of my IRL desk is trying to resemble the desktop that I have on my computer. Same kind of mess in both. Let me let me just go here. Hello. Well, I wonder if I have the edges of the screen aligned properly. This is my food. I don't have my light on. Hold on. I have the wrong light on. I should say that. Come on now. There we go. That's better. Usually I try to have it pointing that way. I don't know if I can make the light stay there. I think that's good. It'll be fine. And now I just need to turn off the other light so that everything's good. Yeah, this is my food. uh, I tried to do some mutation testing as well, but I don't know how to like read the results. So those mutant folders are just kind of sitting there right now. Let's see, what do we need? We need game.rs, not really much else. Oh, okay. I was thinking why I can't hear the desktop sounds, but it's because my headphones are not plugged in. Yep. The stream won't be able to hear those sounds anyway, but I can. But let's actually compare what this look like. So. I have some uncommented changes, that's fine. Oh. I will discard these. Okay. I'll discard these as well. Okay, now. Me when folders are not ignored properly. Brother then. So slow. Anyway. if I take a look at the game before the refactor, we had the game state live directly in this game struct, and then we had some network state, right? And the network state would affect the game state, and if we are a client, we might need to replace the whole game state, like if we had a misprediction, right? Which is going to happen constantly. So I thought, if we're going to have such like close control of this anyway, like the network state needs to have close control of the game state, then just have like a game simulation manager. I kind of dislike the name, but it's the best way to describe what this is. Like, this is a thing that manages the game simulation, right? And we're either gonna have single player, server, client, or input replay. And I guess it would be possible to have like a mix of these. Well, not really. Like, if I want to have an entity that replays inputs, then that's gonna be like a special thingy thing. Like a special entity, most likely. But yep. But yep. And this is like a most likely a temporary function, like get game state. I'll most likely just have something like, oh, let's get the current camera transform, right? Or get the vertices of the world, right? Get all of the entity meshes and transforms. And then this thing will just tell you, like, oh, okay, what do we actually want to do? What do we render? But yep, I like this a lot more. And one of the reasons that I like this is that, like, while we are trying to connect to a server, for example, we can be in single player, right? Like the state of trying to connect to a server is separate from being connected to a server. That being said, I still have to implement the thing for connecting to a server. But, you know, because before, the states were server, client, and connecting for the network state. And the question kind of was, okay, well, what do you do as a client when you're connecting? Like, are you just in some special menu? And that was kind of required in a way. It's I don't know how to explain it well, but basically the code was not good for representing the states that the game was likely to be in. But this is better. And I'm gonna eat a bit more, and then I'm gonna start actually coding. Actually, I should think, like, what's the goal? What's the goal for the stream? I have some need to do functions here. I would search, but I can't be asked to use the keyboard right now. Oh, here we go. So for connecting the server and hosting the server, I just have the to-do functions. So I have to somehow connect here, right? And to be fair, the other branch already handled like getting the initial connection. But it didn't handle the actual gameplay, so just go here. Yeah. Like, I'm most likely just copy some of the stuff here. Anyway, I think it's time to start. Oh yeah, the create socket function. It's somewhere. I misclicked Pluto. Let's go. Oh, I should have muted my microphone before that. Anyway, I just noticed that I need to like adjust this edge a bit. There we go. We are going to just yoink this. I don't know if we need much else. Don't have a network.rs file, so I'll plop this right here. I'll most likely have to reorganize these later. That's just how it works. Alright, you don't exist here. Oh, actually, this is supposed to be for the server. For the client, we still need to create a socket. We need to somehow also keep track of the fact that we're trying to connect. I guess. Do I just have a game simulation manager that doesn't have game state? Then I'll probably need to rename this to something else. Oh, my mouse is almost out of battery. Should just assume that we're connected for now and just skip all the hard shit? I could do that. I could do that. I can cheat. Yes, we are. That, in reality, we could just have a random port. Do we have anywhere for the socket to live? That's the question now. I guess we're gonna have a thingy here. Anyway. I guess this... No, we just need a socket. We simply just need a socket. But it kind of should live in the simulation manager. Yes. I think we'll do that. I guess if we're in a single player, we don't need a socket. And if I have like an option socket in there, then it's kind of annoying. Like whenever you are a server, then you need to unwrap that socket, and what if the socket isn't there? Then you need to handle that somehow. But if I just have the socket here, then like we know as long as we are a server or a client, we have a UDP socket. Like we just have it. It's guaranteed. Like we can't construct this variant of the enum otherwise. So that just lives there. And the same way that an input replay just has the inputs as a field. Right? Just means that when we create the server, we need to pass the socket in there. And that's fine. Let's see if we have any errors. Yes. That makes sense. Okay, that was the only error. Lole. Oh. Okay, so we create a socket. And then I can just replace the current game simulation manager. But one idea that I've had is that instead of just replacing this when we're trying to connect, well, I guess when we're trying to connect, we can just have something else going on. But the thing that I was gonna say is that we can have multiple game simulation managers just living somewhere. Like nothing is preventing that from happening. Because all of the stuff in the game simulation manager is self-contained. We just ask it for some stuff so we can render eventually, but that's fine. Okay, so if we're a server, then we want to say I'm not gonna complain. Yeah. I don't think I can do game state new. Oh, this is an option. Okay. I guess nothing else really happens. after this, I could return early if the socket is none, but I won't do that. Let's just match it. For none, we do nothing. Oh, I guess we could print. Yeah. Then we need game state. And how do we get the game state? I could just take the current game state, honestly. How do we create it currently? Let's see. We just explicitly create it. Sense. That makes sense. I guess I just want to load an empty world. The thing for creating a new empty world. Forgot that that's how it works. Now we can just create a new world. Nice. Decided. Let's see. We need to actually create a game state. I'll be having that. That's good. Oh. Where do I have to Thomas? There we go. There's a debug block that it's. Nope. Okay. Oh, we're already here. Nice. The one annoying thing about this editor is that it likes to throw the scroll bar like somewhere. I'm like, bro, why do you do that? Now I did it myself. Anyway, I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna have a player. That's fine. And this is in connect to server, which is the wrong one. God damn. Okay, that's fine. I can just move this. Alright. And now when we create, click host server, we create the socket. And if we successfully create the socket, then we should have a new world pop up. Well, we most likely have that one to do still crashing the game instantly, so I'll have to clear that out. Well, let's... Oh, we don't have that. Oh, interesting. Well, we have this world, and then I click host server, and then we indeed have a new world. Just it works. It does the thing. Yippee! Okay, so if we're assuming a connection, I should just have two players kind of from the get-go, question mark? I don't know. Multiplayer would be so easy if the clients are just already connected. Well, that's the most annoying part. Hmm. How much can I assume here? If I just want to create the dumbest thing, I would just create a client that has the same state. Hmm. You could also ignore like what tick of the game we're on and just purely just make sure that we're agreeing on the inputs to the simulation from the connection point onwards, right? I could have that be a thing. Just so I can see that the multiplayer works at all. Oh, let's match the sockets. Also, I'm gonna modify this ordering since the non-path is a lot shorter. I think it should go to the front. This is something that I've thought about recently, where I think the the shorter paths should always be first. Just because like it's less mental load, I think. Because you read the something and it's like, okay, all this stuff happens, and then it's like, okay, you have the non thing on top. But if you read the non path first, like, oh, okay, it just errors out. Then it's like out of the way. Like you no longer have to think about that at all. I feel like it's less mental juggling that way. Well, anyway, let's 2 players here. Yep, no error. Nice. Gonna have the same world. We have a client, and then we have confirm the game state, which is... Oh, I guess I just need to create the game state first. I need the same players vec. Yep. Okay, nice. Not complaining about anything. Surely that means that we're making progress. Surely. Surely. Can you believe it, guys? Multiplayer. Just 30 minutes away. Ay. Oh yeah. Right now running this would do nothing because we're not trying to send packets. And that's kind of crucial. I'll have 2 perhaps here. Wait, where did I... There we go. Okay, so we actually need to synchronize the inputs now. So the server needs to store what it has received from the client for the future ticks. That's kind of the first thing on my mind. I guess what I should do, I should make half of this work first, where the client can control a player on the server side. And not worry about the client receiving the data for now. Just make it so the client can control something on the server side. I think that's the first. That's easier to talk. Because on the server side, we can see both, you know, players moving. So we might have a thing like this. It could also have a vec of client connections. And then the future client inputs are like in a vec and stored alongside the client connection. But for now, I can do this. I guess this could be an input frame pack. Wait, do I have an input frame pack? That's a good question. Do I have an input frame? God damn, we have nothing. We have nothing. Okay. I guess we're gonna go wander. Okay, this doesn't need to be ignored anymore. It's kind of off topic, but whatever. It's fine. I'll take that to the main branch, I think. Cherry pick the main. Let's check that everything compiles. I'll also check the unit tests. That's expected. Okay. Restore this. Now we're gonna just say something like B. And let's steal. There's the input frame pack. Not sure if we're gonna use that. This we do want. The input frame. Pretty useful thing to have. This is gonna be my extended clipboard. Okay, so we only have an implementation for the embed frame pack. It's fine. Damn, I have Deltarune music playing in my head. But I know from past experience that putting the music on is a bad idea. I'll listen to like 5 seconds of it, and then I'll be like, nah, this is distracting me. Awesome. Okay. Oh, I have player inputs. I'm blind. And this is our input frame. I forgot I just renamed it. Okay, okay. Have to do the wrong thing. There we go. Oh, we don't have a thing. That's fine. We have 9 buttons, I think. We'll define it in one place. Huh? Oh, okay. Sure. Oh, this is the definition. I'm fucking cooked. Good morning, Cleared. I hope you're doing good. Can you believe it? I'm refactoring the multiplayer that was getting stinky. I realized that I was going about it the wrong way, and I'm like, okay, let's just do it in a not stinky way. No, yeah, don't worry, you just missed me eating at the start of the stream, so not much of value lost. Anyway. Socket on top, actually. What's different now? We have a game simulation manager. Fancy words. But this is the best name that I could come up with. Before we just had the game state here, and then we had some network state that would kind of touch the game state. But now we have a game simulation manager that contains the game state, right? And the client needs 2 game states. Wow. Oh, and server also needs a socket, client needs a socket, single player only needs the game state. And if you are watching an input replay, then we need the game state, and then we need the inputs that we're replaying. Wow. Amazing. And like as a server, you never have to worry about not having a socket, because you have the socket if the server variant of this enum is constructed. Like it's going to be there. And if you're in a single player, you don't have to worry about a socket like lying around somewhere. It's going to be dropped, right? The single player does not have a network socket. Yeah. Also, look at this fucking... Everything's closing. The de-indentation goes crazy. Holy shit. Ay, ay, ay. This closing, closing, closing. Oof. Anyway. What was I just doing? Okay, future client inputs. Yes. Right now, I'm trying to not worry about, like, how do we get the clients, how do we get the server and the client connected to each other? And how do we relay the inputs back to the client? I'm just gonna make it so the client can control a player on the server. And that's it. And then I'll do the other parts later. That's the current plan. Anyway. The world. Okay, so now as the client, we need to do something. I guess we're just gonna have a game tick function. Hmm. We have frame ticks and then we have logic ticks. The game simulation manager might need to tweak the timing of the logic ticks as well. I'm thinking that I might just give it everything and give it the physics clock. I guess if we're a client, we might need to adjust our clock timing so that we are like further ahead or not so far ahead from the server. But I think I won't worry about that right now. I can keep this as it is currently. I'll let the function just get the game state and ticket. It's fine. I'll just do the frame tick, which is the actual part that we need. We'll have the frame tick. I guess we could give the player inputs this frame as an input. Questions mark. Where's that handled outside? Fuck. Maybe I should have a flowchart so I don't have to juggle everything in my head. Get the inputs. Oh. This is going to be deleted as well. Yeah, let me delete the input replay mode because it's not going to be used anymore. Oh, it's only one place that's using it. Nice. Mm-hmm. I guess we're just gonna query the input state for each logical tick. And that's fine. Or rather, we're supplying the input state for each logical tick. Yeah. Yeah, just like it's happening right here. Yeah. Yeah. The thing that I'm thinking about is so stinky. Because we only get multiple logic ticks per rendered frame. And I'm thinking of doing this the mega lazy way and just running the network functions multiple times a frame as well. Which would be terrible, I think. I guess I could also just like accumulate the things. Kind of meh. Meh. You know, it's kind of meh. Hmm. Is it? It should be stable. Oh, maybe it's the white balance being automatic. Hold on. If I do this. Oh, it is changing. Holy shit. You're right. Oh, it should be locked. I just saw it tweaking. Hold on, let me show you actually. Like there's this thing that I'm using. It's fucking tweaking. Fuck it hell. Forget autofocus. Have automatic white balance. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna have local inputs that we haven't sent yet in a struct. Okay. That's pretty simple. We just have this. And we do indeed have the game tick here. And we want to have the inputs. This does mean that you can't have a server without being a client yourself. Well, that's pretty easy to patch in if needed. I guess that should be a vecdq, but who cares? Bum 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 bum. Where? Okay. So, we have this game tick, and now we need to match self. Well, single player is pretty easy. Oh, okay. We need to make simulation inputs out of these. True. True. That's true. That's true. I'll make single player work with the new logic first. Instead of doing this, where do we use the game state here? Okay, we use it for saving. Let's put this inside here, so that we don't even have a reference to it. It's good. Now we are gonna say one previous error, that's good. Then I'm gonna copy this. Delete this. Then here. Is it gonna be correct? What are we doing here? Cannot find value A. Oh, okay, we're outside of the thing. Oh. Never mind, I'm just being dumb. Okay. I love writing code in like a very, very messy way and then just having cargo formats figure everything out. Let's see. Ooh. Why are you in a dank forest? That's my question. I also like that you said the broadcaster. This mildly amusing. I don't know why. This is this. So I don't need to do all of this. What am I doing? There we go. Now, do we really not have the temp input state thing anymore? Is my question. I was distracted by a message. Okay, how do you lose this? Oh, no, I'm just dumb. Yeah. Yep. My bad. We just do that. Okay. But we might have... Oh, no, this is for single player, so this is fine. For the client, I don't know what we'll do. We'll figure it out. don't think we need much else. We just have these. Yes. We're not gonna access the socket when we're trying to just handle the game text. I think that's sensible. Show. This is gonna be the same, but we need to create the simulation inputs in a slightly different way. We can have local inputs, and then it's likely gonna complain. Yep. Nice. Now we won't get errors, but if we run out of player inputs, then we just have nothing. I guess the real solution would be to have a clone of the last inputs, but that's for later. That's fine. I guess we don't try to render the player in any way. We won't be able to see they are there. I guess that's the thing to solve, right? How do you want to render the player? Mm. I'll skip on that for now. I'll be able to somehow know that both players exist. Fine, it's fine. I'll modify the world a bit so it's easier. Fine, then got the brackets. There we go. Be a better world for this. Oh. Yep. I love how fast that happens. Oh, okay. Oh, we can't look around? Interesting. Very interesting. We can kind of twist, but not a lot. Why is that? That comment is outdated, that's fine. Game solution, game tech, player inputs, yeah. Oh, maybe because we zeroed out. That's awesome. That's not gonna have a thing. Alright. Now we just need the client connecting there. Well, I mean the client sending inputs there. To be more précis. I'm so fucking tired though. I don't know why. I thought I slept well, but I'm like, ooh. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna push through. Get this done. Should have a semicolon there. Oh. Fruit. I mean, to be fair, I'm going in the right direction. For this week, I was like, okay, let me just. I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday. I was like, okay, let me just not watch YouTube. But I think that was a step in the right direction. And I don't know, I don't feel like I've been missing that much, right? By not watching any YouTube. I mean, there were like some links that my friend sent. I did watch those, but I didn't go find anything myself, if that makes sense. I think I'm gonna keep that up. I think that's gonna make it easier to sleep more for me. Damn. Okay. I think if we click the other button, then we just crash, right? Yeah. Indeed. I guess we only need the. But we don't need either. We don't need anything. We just need the inputs. We're not gonna even bother simulating the game. Damn. I need like a direct fucking connection to you, so you can hear the stream. Ay, ay. And on mobile, I think there's the option of watching an audio only stream. I don't know if you can manage something like that. I watch some streams that are like as audio only. The streams were not audio only, but I just opted to leave the video out because it was too much for the connection that I was using at that time. Anyway. Nice. So now as a client, we just accumulate our inputs. And that's fine. And we just need to send them. Yeah, I guess we'll have a FrameTech thing. Just like the other thing. The difference is that we might transform this, so we call the GameTick function from the FrameTick instead of calling it in the other place. Anyway, but now we just need to send the inputs. Yeah, this is like so wrong, because we are gonna gather the inputs as the client, and then we're gonna wait for the next tick, and then we're gonna send the inputs of the last tick. That delay doesn't matter for this demo. But I think I can get two things moving on the server side of the stream. I think that's possible. That's very, very possible. Anyway. Again, we don't care about anything else. We just want to send the inputs over. Oh, we do need the socket though. Do we have save load for this? Maybe. Okay. Okay, we do have save load for player inputs. So that's good. So I can just save a vec of them. Yes. I don't want to have a thing. Hold on. This pattern is annoying where I have to fucking initiate the vec, and then give it the vec, and then I have the bytes. I just want to have this function. And if I can have a default implementation, this is gonna be awesome. These 3 lines of code. Oh, I need semicolon here, that's fine. Oh no, I have this in the wrong place. Okay, that's fine though. And that just works. Yippee! I can just do it. Now I can call as bytes in here. That's awesome. And then I'm gonna say the new Vec. Or should we just clear it? I guess. And now I'm gonna send over these bytes. We're kind of assuming that the network will work, since we're not receiving a confirmation that the server has received the inputs. We're just trying to send them and seeing what lands. We're not even seeing what lands, we're just sending them. We're just eating the packets and being like, yeah, hope that works. We need the socket address. Yeah. And now you say we don't have it, and that's fair. Ooh. We don't have a thingy thing here. How do we do it in the other branch? I'm gonna steal. Huh? Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yep. Goodbye. Yep. Not much that can be done about that. Yeah. Alright. That's good. And this goes to main as well. And then I look at the first branch. Ooh, okay. Oh, it's gonna be in the other file. This is what I was looking for. You don't exist. That's fine. Oh, I need to restore the stash. Nice. Now we have the air, so I know where to go. Nice. Oh, okay. I was confused for a moment. Alright, now we need to go here. Our server address. Can I say from? Is this legal? No, not. That's all right. Oh, so I can just say dot parse for the string. Let's just unwrap you. Alright. Nice. Now we're sending the packets. Now we just need to receive them as the server. Hey. Yep. What are we gonna have here? Future client inputs and then socket. I don't think we need much else. I'm just gonna gather the inputs. I'm actually feeling really good about this because I can most likely get the simple demo working. To show that I can indeed send the inputs over. And then next stream or off stream, I can worry about actually getting the connection like initiated. Because I feel like, how to say, it's kind of two parts to the problem. One part is actually having the gameplay work, and the other is initiating the connection. I was trying to start from initiating the connection last time. It's kind of hard to tell when it's done, if that makes sense, because I don't have the main part working. So, I don't know. I'm inexperienced in player games. Alright. Cut me some slack. Cut me some slack. It's also interesting to say things like this, because it's, like, I have no clue if anyone will ever hear these words, basically. Right? Even if I make a successful game, how many people would go back into the archive and watch these? Right? Like, that's interesting to me. But yeah, there's no secrets here, sadly. Just boring dev stuff. This is how it was done, I suppose. Anyway. Stuff like that is fun to think about. Okay. No, now we need to receive everything. I kind of want to cheat again. I should have just copied the other one. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Oh, almost clicked the wrong thing. Okay. This is the wrong thing. This is the loop I want to copy. Go back to the other branch. Yes. Okay, we'll need to initiate the buffer. Like, requie from. There we go. We just say this. These are the magic words. Ooh. Yeah, because we just have the socket here. We don't need to say network state socket, we just say socket. Alright, so now we have les boutes. Yes, and we dereference all of the fucking bytes. Yep. And what next? So we're not gonna do this thing where we have packets like this, we just have the inputs. I think that's how this works. Oh. That's gonna be the latest. Oh, this needs to be public. Let's be fucking borrowed, sure. Oh, that's a bit scary. We're getting close. The append inputs. It needs to be fucking mutable and whatever. If fail loading, we just continue. It's whatever. Oh, it's okay mut, not mut. Okay. Fine. Oh. We say some instead of okay. Nice. No, it's happy. We have the break condition there as well. Oh shit. We might just receive the inputs now. Oh wait, does it just work? I'm gonna need another one actually. Okay, so we will host the server. We'll connect the server. I have no idea if this is doing anything. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Let's capture mouse. Wait, no, I probably clicked this as the server. I don't seem to be doing anything. Curious. I wonder why. Oh, we're probably not calling the frameText function at all. Whoopsie. Yeah. Indeed. That's probably why. Host server, connect server. Let's go here so we can see if something happens. Well, it's saying new mesh transferred. Oh shit, look at that! The other client did something. Okay, let's render the player. Yes. I'm really happy about that though. You have no idea. Finally have the things talking to each other in a very, very basic and simple way. Still, they're talking to each other. Hello, hello. Dude, that's amazing. I'm gonna say that you bring good luck. Right? Is that okay? Are you fine with that? As I previously I had a previous implementation of the multiplayer stuff that was not really going that well. I started refactoring it. And I was basically thinking, okay, let me just do the simplest thing, which is for the client to just throw inputs on the servers away, right? The client is not going to know about the game state. We're not even keeping track if the packets arrive. We're just throwing the packets, UDP style, and just hoping something lands. And just before you joined, I had confirmation that it is indeed working, that the client inputs are they are arriving on the server and they're being processed and stuff happens, right? So you arrived just after I got confirmation of happening. But yeah. So this is the first step to actually having the multiplayer work. Yes. Yes. I'll take this to the main branch. Yes, it is. So from here, the next thing I want to do, I want to render the players. So that's kind of maybe good for multiplayer, being able to see the other players. And after that, I should make it so the client also receives inputs from the server. And then I have to do the actual thing where the client and the server always agree on the inputs, right? And they're always synchronized. I think that's gonna be the last piece of the puzzle. And that's kind of intertwined with how do we initiate the connection? Initiating the connection, I feel like, is the hardest part. It's pretty trivial. This approach to multiplayer is pretty trivial, aside from initiating the connection, right? And having deterministic physics, but I've already suffered for that. I've made that. I don't have to worry about that. But initiating the connection is kind of annoying. Because with traditional multiplayer, you just send the game state, and that's it. I'm trying to avoid sending the game state, so that's my problem currently. But I've also thought about this, and it's I could still send game state, and I could make it so the server sends game state all of the time, but the clients still just send inputs. That would be possible. And it would also be possible to only send inputs and not use rollback. but instead interpolate known positions from past text. There's like multiple combinations that you could use. I actually I want to draw this. What I want to do more is finish the goddamn thing. So I'll let that thought be unfinished. I really just want to be done with this. Holy. Okay. So we want to render entities. That's kind of. Let's see. Do we have a buffer for that? We have UI, we have game, we have camera. And this is not really a game vertex buffer, this is a world vertex buffer. I guess I'm just gonna have another buffer. Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't have to be, I feel like. Like, the benefit of the approach that I'm taking is that once I have it working, I can add things to the game. I don't have to think about, oh, how is this gonna interface with the multiplayer code? Because that entity does not have to be serialized and sent over the internet, at least like all of the time, right? Like the system will just handle everything, is the thought. Now there are some things that I will have to consider on the multiplayer side still, but they're more like game designy stuff and not like technical stuff, right? Where it's like if you have a player that's moving, if they can just change direction very rapidly, then that's gonna cause a bigger jump on the other player's screens. Because they'll see the player moving this way, and they'll predict that the player will continue this way. But if they instead change direction, then they're not gonna see just this. They're gonna see the player go here and then jump here. Right? That's kind of, if I can somehow avoid that and make it so players like turn more smoothly, then that's gonna cause a smaller jump, right? Because even if the player like changes their inputs from just pressing left, like pressing, well, this is right, from pressing right to pressing like down left, then if it slows the player down and then accelerates, then like it's fine. The jump is not gonna be that big. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. I like this approach of just um just throwing vertex buffers. Like, yeah, I'll have another. Why not? I'll most likely have even more buffers, or then um I'll have like sections to these buffers. 'Cause currently the game world is one mesh, right? We don't have chunks. Whenever the world changes, we just remesh the entire world, right? The whole fucking world. For these debug worlds, it works fine, but if I'm gonna have anything that's like playable, I guess, or if I'm gonna have anything that I'm thinking about, like the Halloween game stuff, then I'm gonna need to chunk the world some way. In some way, I need to do that. So, yeah. probably is gonna have chunks, I think. But I might have it as like multiple vertex buffers, or then I'm just gonna have one like just binary blob, and I just decide where the stuff goes, and then the shader decides how to read those. I like how this commented outline in all of these. Anyway. Oh. Oh. Oh yeah, this needs to be... Ooh. There we go. There we go. I guess I have this, and then I will have the other one. I'll make this a bit prettier. Fuck it. Can I even do this? I guess I can. Fuck. Me when I do the wrong brackets multiple times in a row. Anyway. Also, what are you working on? What is up on your side? Which way is the wind blowing? Okay, this is the thing we want. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, rendering this, we need to remember the vertex count. QRN. QRN is sadly not ringing a bell for me. Could you remind me what that is? Oh, would I? There we go. Damn. But yeah, I don't know if I could ever be a distro hopper. I just want my computer to work. I think that's very much my take. That reminds me, I have a like an OpenBSD server on the local network. I need to make it so it tries to automatically recover from all file system failures instead of require me to insert a keyboard and press Y a bunch of times. Because I don't care if it gets totally corrupted, right? Like if the file system fails, whatever, I'll reinstall the OpenBSD or some other distro, right? And I'll set up the synchronization and backup stuff. But it's like, it's just there for convenience and for backup. And if the backup dies, I'll just remake the backup, right? Assuming it doesn't die at the same time as everything else. Yeah. which might happen in the case of like a lightning strike or something. Anyway, let's hope that doesn't happen. Yeah. You can send the link. Let's see. Wolfenstein 3D inspired game sprouting from the idea of alien grayscale from black and white static. Ooh. Dude, that's awesome. That reminds me of um like the videos where there are no shapes, kind of like there's only static, but you can tell. Oh, actually, no. It was like, yeah, there's no shapes in the video, but there's just static, but you can still see stuff because of motion. Hold on. Do we have it? Yes. Yes, this video. Okay, I think, yeah, I have it set to this. You can see that we have nothing in the frame. If we play the video, then you can see motion, but if you pause, it disappears. And like, this is Bad Apple, right? It's so fucking cool. I really want to see a game with this. Right? That's what I want to see. And you saying like simulating grayscale from it reminded me of that. Hold on, let me check out the thing you linked. I feel like these two things could be combined. Okay. Nice. So, are you doing anything like that where you like hide things like with motion, I guess? I don't know how to like say that properly. Yeah. As per the intended. Nice. I really like this sentence here. Hmm. If this was a browser thing, I would maybe check it out now, but I think I'll check that out later. Oh yeah. None case. To do nothing. Yes. Now we need to say potential new mesh. Nice. Then we say vertex count equals new mesh. Oh, interesting. New world mesh dot vertex count, but what do you mean? What is this? What is this type? Byte mesh. Oh, okay. So it's some fucking special thing I have. Nice. Yeah. And I mean, how to say, this is something that I heard recently, and it's basically that the most stable API for like creating windows and interacting with the GPU and whatever on Linux is Win32. It's like, yeah, yeah. That's I think that's a fair take. It's it is it is really funny. And honestly, I don't even hate it. Like this doesn't have one stable API, right? It could be Win32. I don't fucking care. And I think there's a benefit there where like wine stuff is kind of by default more sandboxed, right? At least if I'm not wrong. That's how it works in my head. I haven't looked into it, but I'll take your word for it. But yeah, it's I wouldn't hate it if like imagine a distro that just supported the Win32 API natively. Wayland? Nah. X11? Nah. We just support Win32. So true. So true. The one to unite them all. And then you would have to make a Linux build. Like, Linux build that supports Win32. Or I don't know if I'm not too familiar with how, like, building for different OSs and APIs and whatever works. But no. You would have something in the ELF format, but calls the Win32 API, I think. Anyway. We don't have that, we just have Redis count. I don't really care about that. I just say self.q. Then we have the buffer. Start from 0. I need to borrow this. Yeah. Well, I think, yeah, so you would have to do like a clean, quote unquote, clean room implementation, I guess. I think what you could do is, what to say? Like, you would just build an application that calls the Win32 API, and then you would just like have to make the OS support it without knowing what it looks like, I guess. I don't know. I guess it doesn't have to be like zero knowledge, you just need to rewrite it. Yeah, and it's like, oh, happens to align with the Win32 API. Lemao, how convenient. Ay. Oh, we don't need to do anything else. All of this shit here is extra. So this should technically just work. Oh, what the hell? Why am I suddenly playing an input replay? Asking for a friend. Oh, I'm on main branch. That's why. Why am I on main branch? Oh, okay, sure. True, true, true. So based. Uh, well, whatever. I'll just do this on main and then cherry pick it to the other branch. Well, it appears to work. I guess I'll do one print statement here. Okay, I'll just have it here like this. Yeah, no, I think part of the reason that I restarted, like, well, I did the refactor is because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get the multiplayer done, like, no problem, right? I'll just push these things to main. I'll do it anyway, right? Like, it'll have to be done. But then, yeah, it wasn't that simple. Oh yeah, this was actually before the refactor. Yeah. And then the main branch became a mess, and then there was like stuff that belonged to main and stuff that belonged to the network stuff, and the structure was bad. I was like, bruh, do I really like fix all of this instead of doing a refactor? And the answer was no. The answer was no. Well, I think that's good. It's an additional buffer. That's good. Now having additional vertex buffers is not painful. Yippee! Which lines were these on? Okay, 5, 7, 5. And then we're gonna need to have something. We'll cherry pick this. Okay, nice. Now the game.rs. Just call it new entity mesh. That's fine. We'll initialize it as none. That is fine. Now we just need to render the players. Holy shit. This is an impl game, that's fine. So after we do everything, I need to render the entities. Right, do we already have the game state? We do have the game state, okay. Can we just access the players asking for a friend? This will most likely become a interface function where we ask for the entity mesh directly, or then we ask for the list of entities. Not sure yet. Isn't LSP like language server protocol stuff? Damn. Unlucky. You see, my language server protocol is to refer to the documentation. Wahoo. uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Remember to stand up sometimes. I've noticed that I can't sit infinitely. I just get the urge to stand up. It might be because I have a saddle chair, honestly. Nobody knows. Oh, I'm. I want to mesh an AABB here. Yes. Oh, we don't even need to separate this. We literally just give it the player bounds. That's funny. Can I can I call this? Can I call text to float? No, we cannot. Oh. Okay, okay. I'll have to keep that in mind. Uh yeah. I could definitely hop in there. The time that you start for me is 5 a.m., right? Because I start my stream at 6 a.m. I could definitely hop in there. Do you stream Saturdays or every day, or what's your schedule? Okay, okay. Fair enough. Let's see. Although I'm curious, does seeing this, if I recall correctly, like you do some amount of Rust, at least, right? And I know that box is like a type used for memory stuff usually. But I have a like this is just for math, right? This is initially called cube, but then I realized that the side lengths aren't necessarily equal for everything. So I'm like, okay, well, if it's not a cube, it's a box, right? Like this is the shape that it is. Oh, well, just funny to think that. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Fair enough. Huh? Oh. Oh, actually, I'm curious. Have you seen the stream layout before? Have you been here and like seen like the thing where I have the camera here and oh, hold on. Like text in the terminal um comes on top and the text in the text editor also comes on top? I did this a few weeks ago. I really like this layout. I think it's great. I don't have to find like a corner for the camera to live in. I can just be here, right? I mean, maybe this stuff is harder to read, but too bad. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Uh, okay. Push those. We go here. It'll be true. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Um, I mean, you could read this code, I believe, right? If you really wanted to, like maybe I would have to have the text be a bit bigger, right? Let's say there's more of a chance to read it than if it was like this, right? If it was like this, then there's actually zero chance of reading because I'm just fully blocking it. With opacity, it's possible. Oh, okay, 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 fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. But I like layers that I can disable and enable for hopefully making the text more readable. Yeah. But most of the time, the text that's relevant isn't in the middle of the screen anyway. But when it is, everyone can struggle. It's readable. So I need to reset the size. There we go. When I zoomed in, it was like everything stretched a bit. Mm-hmm. That's true, that's true, that's true. I could put like a drop shadow probably on it. Well, I'm curious now. Hmm. Yes. I will need to take the chroma thing and have a shadow that's only visible on the area of the camera. An interesting idea. I'll have to write that down. I have my notes. Well, I'll just write it down here. To do for stream. But what I'm thinking is that I will have a like hold on. Basically just wherever you have text, I would just have like imagine like fill in black here and then Gaussian blur, right? And basically just have like a quote unquote shadow for the text. So it's not white on white. But I'm not exactly sure what you mean by semi-transparent direct over the camera. Because hold on, I'm gonna have this here. I can already like adjust how transparent the camera is. Right? If I wanted to, I could make it so the text is easier to read, and I'm like more of a ghost. And maybe that is the right play. Right? But I've arrived at this. Yeah. I'll mess with it off stream and see what I can cook up. Alright, and now we say self dot. Oh, okay, we need to turn this into byte mesh. How do we do? What do we actually have in a byte mesh? I forgot how this is defined. Okay, bytes and the vertex count. Well, I can do this funny thing now, where we let's say as bytes, and then vertex count. Alright. And now we should render a box around the player. Well, likely I will have to ignore... Oh. I don't have to ignore anything. I guess it's only one way. Like, the faces are only one way, so it's fine. Alright. And I cannot see the player anywhere. So the player is, like, in the incorrect position. Yeah, but you can see the player can indeed modify the world, right? Yippee! So it works, but the player doesn't know about where they are and stuff like that. But why are we not rendering? Oh, we're not using the buffer. We're updating the buffer, but we're not using it. That's why. We're not even like accessing it here. So let's just comma here and then do everything. This, and then we need to have a vertex count. I don't have that yet, but we'll have it soon. Whatever. That's the other thing is named vertex buffer 2, and then this is called entity vertex count. It's whatever. Yeah. And then we go to struct state. Entity vertex count. Maybe. And entity vertex count is also 0. Now we need to render it. It's funny though, it's so like, I have the multiplayer working in the one-sided way, but it's like so unsatisfying when you can't see the other player, right? It's like a pretty crucial part to this whole operation. That's fine. Mm-hmm. I need to do this, and then I need to do another thing. These are the last things. Alright. It's good. I guess this means that entities... No, they're not necessarily drawn on top because I have the depth buffer already. Yeah. Okay. And I'm not clearing the depth buffer. Oh, I need the vertex count as well. Almost there. Very, very close. Oh, okay. It needs to be borrowed, I guess. No, not that one. This thing. Nice. Okay, so we're spamming the console, but that's fine. Host server, connect server. Oh. We're not seeing anything. Sadly. Host, connect. Hmm. I wonder why. I wonder. Maybe we're rendering, but we're rendering like who knows where. The mesh ABB function might be broken, but oh, I get to see you later, and I hope you continue to be well, and that your own projects also go well. Yep, I'll see you later. Thank you for stopping by. Let's see what's up here. Alpha is one. That should be fine. Let's Yep. It should be good soon. It's been that way for a while, but surely it's not that far away now. are we crying? Oh, okay. Now let's clone this. I'll probably want to comment that out, actually. Is the mesh AABB function just broken? Is my question. We appear to be rendering it. Oh, no, not rendering it, but it appears to be in the correct position. Size is 1. It should be fine. Maybe if I render these in the other order. Maybe. My bad. No, still nothing. What is the difference between this and the other thing? What differences do these have? I guess I'm trying to render a collar with the AABB. That should work though. Because we are getting the mesh as well. Texture ID 1. That should match up. Oh. Should match up. We have texture ID 1. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Okay. Texture ID 1, we're just doing the color. Yeah. We're not discarding either. Texture coordinates don't matter here. No, this all seems reasonable. Only the world gets rendered. I should try to put this into the world mesh and just ball. Ay. If this works, then I don't know what to say. I guess I should revert the other one as well. No, let's do this first. Now we can't see anything. That is what I expected. Let's do the other one. Okay, we still can't see anything. Which is a bit sus. Oh, never mind. I'm doing it wrong here. Okay. So I'm just doing something incorrectly on the other one. Don't tell me it's like something like this. Or actually do tell me. Why are we doing nothing? Let's print the byte mesh length. I actually might know what's wrong here. I actually just realized. Calling this as bytes thing is it encodes the vertex, like the length of the vec into the first element, but the mesh isn't expecting that. Fuck. Okay. Do you have a constructor for this somewhere? I do in meshing. Such a simple thing to forget. Yeah, and have a fucking insert vertices thing there as well. Okay, sure. Yeah, maybe I should use the constructor. uh... This is using the struct incorrectly. Dot insert vertices. Now we should see a box. Well, if we can build. Okay, we need to make that public. Still nothing? This is how I'm using it here. byte mesh new and then byte mesh insert vertices. I'm really confused now. Oh, it's both a 0. Hmm. Oh, maybe because I commented out the wrong thing earlier. Lomo. There we go. Now we see the AABB. Now it should be inside of the player. Oh, okay. If we move forward, then we can kind of see it in a scuffed way. Anyway, that's fine. We don't need to print this anymore. Now I can try the multiplayer again. Now, yes! Look at that. I can exist and I can move. Awesome. The UI kind of gets in the way, but whatever. Because if I should be looking straight down. Because I'm looking that way right now. I can also build. Hold on. It's so trippy to try to like, do anything. But yeah, the inputs are being sent. That's awesome. Wonder why this is... Oh yeah, because the player camera is not centered. I think that should fix it. Not quite. Why not? What did we say last post equals something? This would be more correct. But it's incorrect in one way. Like, it's correct for single player, but not for multiplayer. I think we just do this, and then we have to add that. Oh. Oh, last pulse is floats? How do I always do that? Nice. This should work. Yeah, we're nice and centered. And we can't see our own thingy thing glitching. And then we can create a server. Ooh. That's a bit uneasy. Hold on. Why are we doing that? Oh, I guess we're never updating our last pulse, and that's why. I should make the player position interpolate, but that's for later. For now, this works. Good progress, I think. I don't think I'm gonna go back from this and be like, yeah, everything I did is garbage. This is for rendering this thing. We don't need to commit the print statements. Oh, actually, these are incorrect. Yes. Okay. Nice. Oh. This needs to be there. There we go. Discard those. And... oh. I think that's it. We have like one-way multiplayer. Awesome. Nice. And this is not glitching all the time. Yes. Right. Great success. Let me check something. But multiplayer, half working, or like 1/4 working, because we don't do stuff properly. But still better than 0, right? Better than 0. That's good. But that's gonna be it for the stream. Off stream, I'm gonna finish my food. Once I finish my food, I'll make the other player entities also interpolate. And I don't know, I'll probably relax a bit. Yeah. I do want to say, I have been feeling like mega like I could be doing so much more in the same amount of time. But instead of just only feeling bad about it, I've decided to do a little bit something about it. And that something is to cut YouTube. It's honestly just being griefing me. And it's like, I don't get that much out of it. Like the people saying that, oh, you should have a dedicated time for stuff like that. I feel like it's so true. It's so fucking true. Like saying like, oh, like reserve like 2 hours for YouTube or something. It sounds like so much, but I'd end up doing that anyway, right? So might as well reserve the time and then keep everything else clear from that, right? Or like an hour, right? Like make it meaningful. Um, huh? That's the end. 1/4 working or 1/2 working depends on how you count. Oh shit! I dropped it. I wanted to be cool. Anyway, I do have one clip saved where I like do a coin flip right under the camera, and it's pretty cool. I'll have to do that sometime on stream, just for the aura. Yep. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye bye.